A divide over transgender health care could be the pivotal issue in a tight House runoff between two Houston Democrats. Union organizer Lauren Ashley Simmons is challenging incumbent House member Sean Thierry, who's seeking her 5th term in office. Last session, Thierry was one of only 4 Democrats who supported Senate Bill 14, which limits health care options for transgender minors. Thierry said she made the vote for her conscience and her constituents. In recent weeks, some of her supporters posted yard signs likening trans care with black genocide, and Thierry is defending that sentiment. Reporter Taylor Goldenstein has been covering this issue for the Houston Chronicle. Thank you so much for joining us, Taylor. We appreciate it.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Let's start with the messaging of those signs and who is behind those exactly.
Right. The messaging is, like you say, that this kind of care, essentially, they feel it's sterilization, they feel it's castration, and in effect, they feel like it's causing a genocide, that there's a lack of procreation allowed for Black people specifically. As far as who's behind the signs, it seems, some of them do say, Black Fathers Alliance. We reached out to the group and haven't heard back, so we don't have confirmation, but it does seem like they've done some events around these signs and they've posted on social media similar messages. Since
those signs have come out and you've reported about that, what's been the reaction?
Yeah, I think there's really a divide. There are some religious folks and especially pastors who have come out in support of Thierry who are with her, maybe not using the specific term genocide, but they have the same concerns about, will this affect the Black community as a whole? And it kind of strikes a nerve because of the history of some, slaves being castrated or, medical experimentation on Black people in the past, where that is a concern and that is kind of, it's something they think about in terms of their community. On the flip side, there's been a pretty strong reaction from LGBTQ advocates and other Democrats who feel like it goes too far and this type of care is not intended to target a certain group, and especially not in the way that, as she compared it to Gaza, and especially in a way compared to, other world events.
Yeah, that certainly caught a lot of attention. As the runoff election is quickly approaching, we have to point out that during the initial primary, Lauren Ashley Simmons finished ahead of Representative Thierry and almost won that primary.
Right.
So how do you think this is all going to affect the results of the runoff?
Right, I think we'll see. I think it's just kind of emphasizing a point we've already known since the primary. This whole, both candidates will say that this isn't a one-issue election and that they have all these other, points that they want people to know about them. But at the end of the day, it does seem like it's a referendum on, can a Democrat vote for something that is widely considered by Democrats to be anti-LGBTQ and hold their position.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your reporting, and we will continue to follow it.
Thanks so much.
It's been 6 months since we took a deep dive into the record number of bills and laws in Texas impacting the state's LGBTQ+ population. And as we approach another session in the not-so-distant future, we're also looking at how those laws are playing out and if the proposals that didn't pass could resurface, causing more controversy at the Capitol. I'm State of Texas host Josh Hinkle. Investigator Arzo Dos joins me with insight.
Yes, Josh, that update to our team's outlaw investigation is coming up.